Morning, Divisions 1 and Divisions 2. We are going to start with Unit 3 of your Grade 8 English Language Arts programs. What I'm going to be doing is every now and again I'm going to be holding up a card, and if you're one of those students that really likes to take notes, so you've got all this information to go back to, you can pause the video and take notes. So we are starting our third unit, and this is the exact same unit that we would have been doing if you were in school. It tends to be a favorite, and you're gonna see why. I'm actually glad we get to do the favorite while we're riding this wave of online learning that most of us are not used to. Figurative language, that's what we're doing. We get to talk a lot about common jargon. We get to talk about song lyrics. So most of you are really going to enjoy this. So what is figurative language? That's what this unit is all about. So basically, figurative language is anytime you are speaking using words that mean something other than their literal sense. So you guys do this all the time without even realizing you're doing it. It's in your reading, it's in the songs that you like to listen to. Little kids do it, older people do it. It's all over the place. So we're just going to study it in a little bit more depth. So the example I gave you there was, oh, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Well, you're not going to eat a horse. Horse, that's enough meat to last a family of 4 for a year. So no matter how hungry you are, you're not going to eat a horse. So basically, you used a figure of speech when you said that. You were deliberately exaggerating so that you could get the point across that you were really, really hungry. So that's just one simple example of a day-to-day figure of speech that we would all use. So this is what this unit's going to be about, and it's going to take us all the way until June. And we'll be studying multiple figures of speech. We'll be doing little exercises with them, and then you're going to have a final project at the end, just like you did with your last 2 units. This final project tends to be a favorite because you guys get to look at some of your favorite songs and things like that. All right, so today's lesson is going to be about these guys. Simile and metaphor. They are the most common figures of speech. You guys use them all the time. You recognize them, you create them, they're everywhere. And that's why we're going to do them first, because they tend to be some of the easier ones. So for those of you that are note-taking, you'll need this. So a simile is a comparison of 2 things using the words like or as. The examples I gave were, her eyes are as blue as the sky. Or the baby's skin is as soft, it is soft like rose petals. So you've compared 2 things using those 2 words, like or as. A metaphor is a little bit stronger. It's a comparison of 2 things by saying that one of the things is the other thing. The example I gave you was, the musician is a shining star. Well, obviously the musician's not a shining star. He's a person. A shining star is a burning rock up in the sky. So one thing you might have noticed with these comparisons with both the simile and the metaphor, a little bit more obvious with the metaphor, but these are 2 unlike things being compared. So the 3 examples I gave you, eyes being compared to the sky. Well, they're very different. An organ in your body, the sky. Baby's skin is soft like rose petals. Petals of a flower and a baby's skin, they're unlike. Even more unlike was the metaphor. The musician, well, it's a person, a shining star. So you've taken 2 unlike things and compared them together. And what that does is it gives it a stronger effect than just saying, he's a really good musician. So if you compare those 2 sentences, wow, he's a really good musician, and the musician is a shining star, it's very easy to see how using metaphor is much, much stronger. All right, so that's simile and metaphor. You can think about that for a bit, and here's your assignment. It is, if you're doing your work today, it's gorgeous out. It's beautiful. I would really love for you guys to get outside and get some fresh air. You can still do this practicing safe and responsible social distancing. If you have a yard, just hang out in your yard. If you want to go for a walk down a trail or the sidewalk, also okay. Just remember that 6 feet difference, it's about the distance of a hockey stick. It's perfectly okay if you're walking down the sidewalk and you see someone to make eye contact with them and say 6 feet, please, and then, shuffle over to the right. So what I'd like you to do is go outside, look around, and I want you to come up with 3 simile and 3 metaphor of your own. So look to create a simile and metaphor for something like a plant, flower, or tree. For something else living, maybe a bug, little bunny rabbit, bird. Maybe you have pets that are outside enjoying the spring. And then the third one will be for a smell or a sound. So you can write those down and you can send them to me via Google Docs or to my email account. Again, that's mrs.barnesclassroomandgym@gmail.com. That's just for you guys, not your parents, not anybody else. That's communication between you guys and me. So pretty easy assignments. Can't wait to hear from you.